Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Ashraf al-Mursaleen. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Beloved brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, it is truly an honor again to stand in front of you, seeing you as the answers to many of our du'as, and extremely happy and proud of what you have accomplished in this part of the world, and to see that you are being looked at as the beacon of life and the beacon of hope, not only for the Muslim community here in Guyana, but the entire globe. It is a great honor to speak at this convention, especially being actively involved in the execution of the first two conventions in 1984 and 1986. And I would like to begin, because of the topic, that we all have personal anecdotes that underscores the profound significance of affection and mercy within the family. And like many others, we also had significant challenges in our own family where simple acts of love and kindness brought us solace and unity, emphasizing these transformative powers of virtue. Today, as we reflect on the value of mawadda and rahmah, especially from the perspectives of the youths, it is essential for us to understand the significance in the fostering of a nurturing and compassionate environment at home. I understand that much has been said on the topic in the last few hours and last 3 sessions. So I will try to approach the topic, as I was asked to, from the perspective of the youths and from the parents' perspective, focusing on their youths. Not enough was said between themselves, because these two virtues of muwadda and rahmah are things, they're so beautiful and precious that if implemented in any relationship, where is ukhuwa, in any relationship, it will cause that relationship to flourish. In the context of Islamic teachings and family life, the concept of muwadda and rahmah holds tremendous importance. It reflects the core values that is integral in fostering a strong and loving relationship within the family. So what exactly these two concepts mean? Mawadda, or affection, emphasizes the importance of fostering a warm and compassionate atmosphere within the household, where family members express care, empathy, kindness towards one another. It goes beyond sentimentality. It encompasses active expressions of love and fostering a sense of belonging, a belonging within the unity of the family. Rahmah, or mercy, represents the profound concept of compassion and forgiveness, essential to the nurturing of a loving and forgiving environment within the family. It encourages patience, understanding, and kindness, allowing family members to acknowledge each other's imperfection and offer support and guidance with compassion. Brothers and sisters, how can we make these concepts become a reality within our household? And I would just like to mention a few points so that inshallah we can take away. Number 1, expressing affection and kindness within the family strengthens family relationship, and it fosters a harmonious and loving environment at home. Small gestures play a vital role in nurturing the emotional security with each other, building trust, and promoting overall well-being within the family. Here's some key points that the expression of affection and kindness does. Number one, emotional bonding. Small gestures of affection contribute towards the development of a strong emotional bond between family members, strengthening communication. Acts of kindness enhances communication within the family, fostering understanding and resolving conflicts. The more you're kind, the more it helps to resolve issues. It helps to promote empathy. Demonstrating empathy encourages family members to be more attuned to each other's feelings and experiences. Small acts of kindness contribute to creating positive memories within the family. Small acts of kindness helps to build trust and security within the family, emotional security. And small acts of kindness to each other helps to promote well-being. Brothers and sisters, especially from our youngsters, this next point I feel is so crucial. Respecting and honoring parents and elders, it is paramount in our deen. It reflects core values of gratitude, humility, and compassion. Here's a couple points which I want to emphasize that should bring the light or emphasize the importance of this. Number one, we should always remember, whether we are the children or the parents, and like most of us, like for most of us, or some of us, my parents are still alive, and so this point really hits home. It is an obligation to honor and respect our parents. It is a fundamental duty whether we like it or not. It is a gateway to paradise. Respecting and honoring parents and elders, it's considered a means of divine blessings and seeking forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a source of blessings. Showing reverence and gratitude to parents and elders brings divine blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Exemplifying prophetic tradition, the Prophet ﷺ served as an exemplary role model for all of us in respect to honoring parents. It reminds us of fulfilling our rights. Each one of us, the right of parents, rights of children. It is one of the important rights. It helps to secure family unity, respecting and honoring parents and elders, foster a strong sense of family unity and solidarity within the household. Brothers and sisters, it is so important to remember our parents and honor them. It is so important to remember the struggles of our parents and our foreparents, especially right here in Guyana. It took me a long time beyond my teenage years, because many of us, we look for role models on the TV screen and on the basketball court, and we Google, YouTube, and we look for role models. But if you ask our parents and our grandparents, tell me something about your life. It took me a while. I wish I'd asked my grandfather when he was alive. Tell me, I would have asked my grandfather. So your dad came on the ship in 1917, and I heard exactly what took place. I read it. How was life like? But I couldn't ask him, so I asked my dad. And to see the sacrifices they made to living in these lodges and to under severe situations and circumstances. And many of them had an opportunity for an easier life had they given up Islam. As my father was said that, my grandfather had an opportunity. They said if you give up Islam and change your religion to Christianity, you would get the supervisor role. But for me and you, they kept their deen so that all of us here can sit and enjoy the beauty of Islam. So the next time we look for role models, look to your parents, ask them. Look to your grandparents. Look to your teachers. Look to the scholars in our community. Look at each other. There's so many of us, and each and every one of us is a role model, because whether we like it or not, somebody is looking at you. Someone is looking at you, and they're following you. And as parents, we are told that kids sometimes, they would disobey you sometimes. Kids sometimes they disobey you. But they never fail to imitate you. They never fail to imitate you. So the relationship with parents and the way we treat our parents, that's the way our kids will treat you. So we want our kids to do these amazing things for us, but they will do exactly like you do. And I see it in our community sometimes. You see a youngster act, and you know exactly that's how his dad act. Or you see a dad acting in a certain way, and the kids follow in. So brothers and sisters, it is a very important point in building a harmonious home. Effective communication. It plays a crucial role in promoting understanding and empathy within the family, fostering a supportive and harmonious environment where family members can express their thoughts and concerns and emotions very freely. It's not a dictated, run organization when only one person's voice is heard. What's the opposite of what I just said? The opposite is arguments, shouting, quarreling, and fighting. What are some of the key points that can highlight the role of effective communication in promoting understanding and empathy within the family? One, as parents and child and parents, foster open dialogues. Encourage open and honest communication within the family. It helps to create a safe and nurturing space for individuals, for the kids, to express their feelings and emotions, so all the kids feel appreciated and validated. The worst thing is for a child to be felt ignored. There was a study, they've finally been able to go into the frontiers of the brain, and they found out that they were able to isolate the spot in the brain where when you punch and you hit someone out of anger, that feelings you have? They were able to identify that exact spot lights up whenever someone feels ignored, like someone is in a group but they feel like they're not part of it, or they feel that no one appreciates them. But we don't look at it like that. Active listening, communication, active listening involves paying full attention to what the other family member is saying, understanding their viewpoint, and acknowledging their feelings. Don't tell them suck it up or don't make it a big deal, or you need to get over it. Those are not appropriate statements to say to our kids. Let's stop interrupting each other, cutting off each other. And when our kids are talking, or the kids when your parents are talking to you, it's not the right time to be checking TikTok. Even if you're nervous or not, put down the phone, face it up. The phone is not a barrier between you and your spouse or you and your children. It should not be. You should put it away and have open communication, because when, it's just like if I'm speaking and someone is scrolling, it affects communication. Or if I'm talking to a brother and his mind is somewhere else, there's no communication. So for effective communication, we've got to make sure that we tune in. There's listening and there's hearing. Active listening is what is needed, especially with the children, because these are some of the things, parents believe they could just say something and that's the final, and they don't need to hear the kid's point of view. Some families do implement like family sessions in which, everybody catches up and give a 2 minutes update on what are things happening in their life. Expressing empathy. Demonstrating empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of others. Don't make light of each other's feeling. Listen and pay attention to the clues. When you listen, sometimes we want to hear what we want to hear. We want to assume everything is okay with the family. We don't want to hear no stressful things because it's easy for us. It's just like when we ask a brother or sister, how you feeling? Sometimes we just want them to say, oh, alhamdulillah, everything is okay. We shouldn't. We gotta, when we speak to someone or we speak to our kids, make sure we stop and listen to see. Listen for clues of stress and anxiety. Listen for clues that they need help. Pay attention. Encourage constructive feedback. Providing constructive feedback in a respectful and considerate manner enables family members to address concerns and issues effectively. Kids are not going to want to talk to you if every time they say something you scream at them or you shout at them. They wouldn't. Even if you don't agree with what they're saying, many of the speakers mentioned it before, respect, there's no excuse when it comes to respect. It doesn't matter who it is you're speaking to. Even if it's someone you don't like, the barrier, you never lose respect. You never move your level of the way you operate. Idfa billati hiya ahsan. Responsibility, that's the key of the key meaning of responsibility. Stephen Covey mentioned it in his first habit of highly effective people. And then I found out later on it's an ayah of the Quran. Responsibility, the ability to respond. Not respond with screaming and shouting, but responding in a manner that helps the situation, helps them make the situation better. People take courses. I went to a weekend course in Colorado just to learn how to handle difficult conversations with my employees. Sometimes we think we know. Sometimes we think that because we have a degree, we know how to talk to our kids, we know how to talk to our brothers and sisters. But what words do you say? How do you say it to make the situation better? When you have a conversation with your kids, before you have the conversation, what do I say and do so when they finish, they're smiling and they're happy? Son, you've always been this amazing. Son, you always get A in your exams and so on, and we're so proud of you. I noticed the last couple months, not the same person. Something is bothering you. Your grades C+, C-. What can I do to help you out? See the difference? As opposed to you walking, hey, yo, bro, C+? That's crazy. It's a whole different conversation. So it's the ability, how do we communicate with our kids effectively? Point of spending quality time has been emphasized and overemphasized, but it needs to be emphasized again. We see it. I've been in the community for so many years. Those parents who believe they can just drop their kids off at weekend Islamic school and think we can create this model of a child and give it back to them after 2 hours. It doesn't work like that. Be there in the weekend Islamic school to reinforce the values that you give your kids. Your kids expect that from you. Spending quality time as a family holds significance in strengthening family bonds and fostering a loving and supportive environment. Engaging in meaningful conversations and recreation activities nurtures a sense of togetherness, mutual understanding, emotional connection, and fostering a strong and enduring relationship within the family. Quality times allows the family to develop emotional connection with one another. If you don't spend time, you can't have emotional connection. Even with our ukhuwa, the way many of our brothers connected is by spending time with each other, either in course or camping or picnics or playing cricket or doing something. That's how ukhuwa. It's not from the book. So don't expect to develop a relationship with your children by just, cooking and working hard and, and spending money on them. Quality time provides opportunity for open and honest communication, enabling family members to express their thoughts and concerns and aspirations freely. Don't make your kids wait once a month to finally get a chance to connect with you. That's unacceptable. Quality time helps to create lasting memories. One of the joys of being a child. Be able to look back, see all the different places you went with your dad or you went with your mom or your siblings. All of us. We have these memories. We enjoy those memories, whatever they are. Spending quality time helps to promote understanding and empathy. That's the only way you can get a chance to understand what your child likes and what it doesn't like, what affects them, what bothers them, what you can see from their strengths and weaknesses, so that you can be able to plan and put them in situations not where they can fail, but where they can succeed. If you don't spend time with a child, you wouldn't get a chance to understand, give him that opportunity to grow on his strengths and work on his weaknesses. We've seen it, because we want what we want for our kids. We don't care who they are or what they are. So we put them in positions and then we want to know why they're struggling. I was so happy when I heard this point was mentioned by our beloved Sheikh a few minutes ago, and that is the point of forgiveness. Seeking forgiveness and offering forgiveness within the family holds immense value in fostering an environment of humility and compassion, allowing each other to admit mistakes, take care of misunderstandings and conflict with a spirit of forgiveness. Because of this, family members can cultivate emotional healing and promote mutual respect for each other. Healing. Sometimes we forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only Al-Ghafur, but He's Al-Ghafar. For the one who makes mistake over and over and over again. And so we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we say, Ya Ghafar, but we don't want to operate like that with our children. And it's tough. The kids have it really tough. And so, Mom and Dad, when your teenage child messes up, sometimes we judge them too hard. We have no idea what experiences they have with their peers on social media. So always remember for us to be able to stop and put our arms around them. I don't think our kids would object if we put our arms around them and then have the conversation. They wouldn't object to that. These asking forgiveness, and sometimes we make mistakes. Just after I finished reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I had to go and talk to my family, and I said, man, I just learned some stuff, and I just wanted to let you guys know that sometimes, I mess up, I scream and shout sometimes, and I really want to apologize. Right? And so sometimes, even if you don't know how, sometimes these conversations are difficult sometimes because it might not be our personality. But we need to change our personality. We can't say, well, this is who I am. No, we need to fix that. But we can find ways to do it. We can find an excuse to do it. But these help to cultivate humility and empathy within the family, allowing each other to be able to acknowledge mistakes and seek forgiveness, and it helps to bring humility in the family. When, as parents, we can admit our mistakes, then the kids now would see, oh, my dad and mom just said they mess up. I guess it might be a big deal if I do the same. It creates strong emotional connection. If somebody make a mistake, if somebody did something wrong and they come and they apologize to you, how do you feel? You feel like you owe that person something now. You feel bad because you wish you had gone first. So it works. It works. It fosters in the home a culture of compassion, and we know what the opposite of that is. One of the other points I wanted to mention is, we need to take on responsibility in the home also as youngsters. Some kids, they go through the teenage years without knowing how to do anything. I know growing up in Guyana here, that didn't apply to me. And I'm sure it doesn't apply to none of the youngsters here, because our Guyanese culture is to make sure our kids know to do the stuff so as they become young men and women, they're able to handle themselves. But we need to look out for opportunities in the home to create a harmonious environment at home. We need to make sure that each one of us don't, try to make it easy for the next person. If you see an opportunity to do something for your mom, you see an opportunity to do something for your dad, you have a sibling, you see an opportunity to help them with an assignment or with a chore, jump in and do it. Even if you do it once a month, it's fine, but at least let it become part of your personality. I'm going to begin to wrap up by how are some of the ways incorporating muwadda and affection and rahmah, mercy, into our daily interaction and family relationship. We know that it can significantly enhance the quality of family dynamics. As we mentioned earlier, fostering a loving and compassionate environment rooted in Islamic teachings. And so here are some real-life scenarios that we can use as we live in the family. One, how can we, when we say express affection, sometimes our mind goes off. We don't know exactly what to say to our kids. Greeting family members. Remember our disposition, the way we carry ourselves. In school, we learn about nonverbal communication. Not what you say, but how you say it. Are you smiling? Are you serious? Are you looking like really, I'm out of it, or are you excited? Greeting family members with a warm smile, offering compliments, embracing them, showing love and tenderness. If it's applicable to shake hand or embrace, whatever is applicable, you all know your household. You know what makes each other happy. Don't be stingy. You know what makes your kids happy. I'm not talking about ice cream and chocolate, but you know what else. Well, that also. Acts of kindness, as I mentioned, helping parents with household chores, preparing a meal for the family, offering and assist in tasks at home, just random acts. Showing patience and understanding, practicing patience and understanding during moments of misunderstanding with family members, the application of rahmah. And even if you don't get it right, because sometimes we lose it, and you walk away and said, I had the opportunity and I blew it. It's okay. Plan for the next moment. Moments will come all the time. It's part of life. And again, so even if you miss the first opportunity, use the second opportunity. Supporting each other through challenges, offering emotional support and encouragement to family members during times of hardship or difficulty, showcase the application of rahmah. Youngsters, don't say it's not your business. Don't say it's not me, it's him. Or even if we see someone else have challenges, don't say it's not about me. Let them deal with their own challenges. This is not what this is about. Respecting individual differences, acknowledging and respecting the unique qualities and interests of each family members. Exemplify the muwadda and rahmah. Brothers and sisters, our kids are not the same. They all have different emotional needs, and they all will react differently. Some might be like their parents, Some might be like their father, some might be like their mother. And you have to be able to understand their personality traits. You know, at work, before we hire any employee, we do a personality profile test. And I was told that it's the same personality profile they use for eHarmony. I don't think anyone of you in eHarmony, right? But it gives you, and it's amazing, when you look at it, it tells you the person likes to do this, the person likes to do this, they don't like to do this. It's an amazing thing, right? So in our own ways, we know, we see our kids on a daily basis. Don't treat all of them the same. As we learn in Guyana, what is good for the goose is not necessarily good for the gander. Forgiving the past misunderstandings. Stop bringing it up. If you forgive your kid for something that they did, don't keep reminding them over and over and over. Forget about it. In closing, I try to emphasize the pivotal role of muwadda, affection, and rahmah, mercy, in nurturing a long and compassionate Muslim home. We explored the significance of expressing affection and kindness, respecting and honoring parents and elders, effective communication and conflict resolution, assuming responsibilities within the household, spending quality time together, and seeking forgiveness and offering forgiveness. Each of these aspects contribute to the cultivation of a harmonious and affectionate family environment rooted in Islamic values. By actively implementing the principles of muwadda and rahmah in our daily interactions and family life, we can create, by the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, supportive and nurturing atmosphere within our own family environment, expressing genuine affection, demonstrating respect and gratitude, fostering open communication, and promoting forgiveness are key steps in building a loving and strong family relationship. By prioritizing these principles, our families can cultivate a culture of understanding, empathy, and unity, fostering an environment where every member of the family feels valued, respected, and cherished. I encourage each and every one of you to reflect on the points we discussed here today and try as much as possible to incorporate these principles and practice into our daily living and into our daily lives. By fostering a harmonious and affectionate environment within our own families, you can contribute to the promotion of love, compassion, and unity in line with the practices and the sunnah of beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let us strive together to create homes that are filled with warmth, understanding, and mutual respect, reflecting the true essence of muwadda and rahmah within the Muslim community. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your attentive presence throughout this presentation. And I want to thank the administration for the amazing hospitality during my brief stay here. It was an amazing experience for myself. I will leave this conference tonight, inshallah, as I depart back to New Jersey tonight, inshallah, with a sense of renewed commitment to my family and to the way that I operate at home and with my kids and with the community. And inshallah, I really admire the disposition and the attitude of all the brothers and sisters, the coolness, calmness, nice school personality, the way all that. I really enjoyed the kids' presentation, the professionalism. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless all of you. Ameen. And again, as we bring the session to a close, please continue to practice these values within our lives. Remember that every small act of kindness, every word of love and understanding, and every gesture of forgiveness has the power to strengthen the family bonds and create a home filled with warmth and compassion. Let us all strive to be the beacon of love and mercy within our family, fostering a sense of unity and harmony that resonates with the teaching of Islam. Again, Jazakumullah khair, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may the principles of Mawadda and Rahmah continue to guide our lives and enrich our family relationships now and always. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.